What's up, warriors? Another day and another music reaction. We have a VIP Patreon request today. Leland asked that we react to a song called Something to Believe in by the band Poison, none of which I'm aware of. I don't think so. If I hear Poison, I think Poison. Poison. I don't know. I believe there's a song called Poison. I don't know. That's all that comes to mind at this point, unless it was like a super ravey song. I don't know why I feel like was it a rave song? Poison. I don't know. I don't even have a tune. I don't have any other words apart from poison. It shows you how much I know about music. Anyways, digressing. We're going to give it up 4. It looks very old. Just because of the quality of the video. Let me see if I can find quickly when it was released. No, I cannot. Not unless I go and do... Wait, someone says it made them cry in 1990. Okay, so let's consider this before my time. We'll go and do some digging and proper research after the fact if we feel the need to. But as usual, we're going in blind. So Leland, this one's for you. Thank you for introducing me once again to a new band and probably a new song too.
Well, I see him on the TV preaching about the promised lands.
Oh, I like his voice.
He tells me believe in Jesus steals the money from my hands. Some say he was a good man. Lord, I think he sinned. 22 years of mental tears.
Whoa.
Cries of suicidal Vietnam vet. He fought a losing war on a foreign shore to find his country and to want him back. The bullets took his best friends in Saigon. Our lawyers took his wife, his kids, no regrets. Anytime I don't remember, in a war he can't forget.
Oh.
He cried, forgive me for what I'd done there, 'cause I never meant the things I did. And give me something to believe in, that there's a Lord above.
There's a little bit of a country vibe to this, man. I like it.
Oh Lord, arise. My best friend died a lonely man in some Palm Springs, a hotel room. I got the call last Christmas Eve and they told me the news.
Oh.
I tried all night not to break down and cry as tears rolled down my face. I felt so cold and empty, like a lost soul out of place. And the mirror on the wall, see my smiling face again.
Hold on, look there. He's actually really getting emotional. I swear he was lip syncing there because for a moment he actually stopped singing. I could be wrong, but the audio was still going. Or it could just be how they wanted to show that how emotional he gets over losing his friend. Pay attention to his face.
Break down and cry as tears roll down my face. I felt so cold and empty, like a lost soul out of place. And the mirror on the wall,
There.
see my smiling face
See.
again.
He's not saying, oh.
I give me something to believe in. I give me something, there's a Lord above.
Oh,
I give me something to believe in.
look at his eyes.
Oh Lord, arise. Sometimes I wish to God I didn't know now things I didn't know then. Road, gotta take me home.
I really appreciate how raw they used to keep their music videos. This is not the first one. Yesterday, I also reacted to a band. Oh, now for the life of me, I can't remember. But they also they scratched the bullshit, the fakeness, the oh everything needs to be so perfect, and they just went for the rawness. So in this specific, why I say this now is look at the pianist. He's still smoking and flicking his butt, his cigarette butt. So they don't care about the crap and making it look amazing and awesome and so perfect and can't find fault with us. They're just like they're here to make music. They're here to tell a story. They're here to share their emotions and their feelings and their opinions and um, their belief system essentially with what the fuck is wrong with this world, because you want me to believe in something, aka a god, based on the lyrics, but then everything that's meant to be good, that's meant to come from Christ or be Christly or godly or whatever, is just going down the shitter. So some deep lyrics here. And we'll dive into the story maybe afterwards. No, we're gonna dive into it right now. um, so the veteran, it is in so many countries. I know in the US, I know here by us, soldiers who come back who have either lost their limbs or they end up having PTSD, serious PTSD. There's no help. They end up on the streets, they end up homeless, they end up because they either don't want to hurt their families or they get to a point where they're not even um, considered sane anymore. They don't even know who they are, where they are, or what's happening. They just keep reliving the events that took place in the war when they were there, everything that they witnessed. So, I mean, for those who are veterans, I don't have to say much. You know exactly how brutal it was there. I can only speak of what I know because of the stories my family told me. Obviously, there's a lot of footage as well on war zones and whatever else. So we all like, I can't imagine that there's someone who does not know how brutal and crude and unnecessary war can be, how violent and evil and undeserving of the fame it gets, um, undeserving of the lives that it takes. Um, and then the pastor or whatever. So he kicked off the song with he gives his money to the priest, but it ends up that this priest is or the pastor is such a fucking fraud. I mean, I have a personal story there where my pastor literally came to my house to take the money even when I'm not at home. And then he said he's going to go and buy alcohol, or he told me to take my tithe and go and buy whiskey, and then he will come and pick up the whiskey. I know, right? Those are the people who are responsible for our souls. So, yeah, this song is a song of frustration. It's a song of what's the point? Like, you want me to believe in, you want to give me something to believe in, but then you don't give me something to believe in. You're telling me all these things, but your actions are reflecting the opposite. Um, yeah, hectic stuff, guys. Oh, but it's got beautiful eyes. Holy shit.
Drive by the homeless sleeping on a cold dark street, like bodies in an old bone grave. Underneath the broken old neon sign, used to read Jesus says, a mile away live the rich folk, and I see how they're living it up. While the poor they eat from hell to mouth, rich drinking from the golden cup. And it just makes me wonder why so many lose, so few win. Give me something to believe in.
Oh, that was cool. He knocked over the mic. I actually think it made a sound. Whoop.
Sometimes I wish I didn't know now things I didn't know then. Yeah.
Wow.
And give me something to believe in. Yeah.
See, that's frustration, irritation, sadness, hopelessness, everything on that face of his. So, the one thing that I always feel like people need to clarify when they, well, not clarify, but I mean, what he's singing here, I have no problem with the part where he says the rich is up in their houses and then the poor is sleeping here on the street in the cold and everything else. The thing is, and in our country, it's very evident now as well. Governments, they want to take the whole time from all the taxpayers. They want to pocket the money, but they don't do anything for the community. They don't do anything for the poor. They don't do anything for the veterans. They don't. So that is where the problem comes in. I mean, the rich has worked. I'm not talking about the evil elites. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm talking about people who have worked really, really hard to get to where they are in an honorable way. People who have worked for decades to save up their money, to buy into whatever it is, to start a business, to hand it down to their kids, whatever. They deserve it, okay? They have worked for it. You have no right to go and want to take that away and tell them no, but why is there still poor people on the street? It doesn't work that way, okay? The wealthy pays their taxes. So now I believe the wealthy or the well-off have done their part, right? At least they've paid their taxes. It is now up to the government to take those taxes to go make sure that everything else happens. That's why there's fiscal budgets. That's why there needs to be a budget for NGOs, why there's a budget for setting up or making sure that veterans have a place to go when they come back from war and they need treatment. That's why there's medical, governmental and free healthcare budgets. So those are all the things that taxpayers pay for. Taxpayers pay for a safe country. Taxpayers pay for being healthy. All of this. However, the money just keeps going into the pockets of the government. So yeah, I mean, you can't blame the wealthy for being wealthy. Again, mind you that I'm speaking about the people who honorably earned their money, okay? Those who did not earn it honorably is a different, very different story to tell. Okay, so with all of that being said, this was a phenomenal deliverance. First of all, I love freaking Poison's voices. I love their arrangement. I love that again they focus on the rawness, they focus on the message, they focus on um not the bullshit. Okay. um they wanted to share a message, and they shared the message, they got it right. And they did not shy away from showing the emotion. I am quite curious though, I noticed every single one of the band members were wearing a little cross, so a Christian representation of faith, I suppose. So I'm curious, maybe they didn't lose their faith, or maybe they still trying to show, maybe it was part of the accessories for the specific music video. I don't know if they would wear that on any other ordinary day, or if it was specific for this music video. So I did pick up on that though. But yeah, the world is brutal. Life is brutal. Um, I'm gonna like this. Let me just like. I'm gonna sub to these guys as well. But now I definitely need more songs of them. I need to know. He sounded quite southern, eh? I wanted to say country, but he just sounded like a southern boykie. So I don't know. You guys can tell me. Um, but his eyes, oh, his eyes. When I watch these performers, or these artists perform, then I think for myself, oh my God, if only I was born in the 70s and not the 90s, well, 1990, then I probably would have been one of those chicks who fell for a rock star. I would have been dating a rock star. I feel it in my bones. Anyways, Leland, thank you very much. This was a really cool song, really cool band. I'm so glad oh my goodness, I'm learning so much, Nate. It's crazy. It is crazy. So I will check you guys in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.